What's up, guys? So here's a quick tip. If you go to the chapter profile here, you go to settings, go to game settings. Obviously, if you haven't already, I would turn the music off if you want my 2 cents, but there's a resource collect all button. Hit that on. All that does, right? Really tiny detail, but it makes it so that all the resources get collected. Really simple, but just thought I'd share that because what a time saver that is. Such a tiny detail in a game like this, though, but anyhow. So, of course, the next tip, naturally, okay, you got troops, right? And you're going to continuously upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. At what point do you build a ton of troops, and why? Okay, what I've gathered is, pretty much, you really don't want to bother building a whole lot of troops until like T10, T11. Mind you, there's 50 castle levels. Okay, so there's a lot you got to do before you can really get to the point where, you're actually working on the best units. So you don't want to invest too much of your speed ups or anything like that into troops early on because, well, obviously they're going to be discount by the time you get to the highest tier anyway, right? Now, of course, the main thing being is you kind of juggle between your resource counts and such, and that's one of the things that's kind of a crummy thing, but it is what it is. But basically, I'm doing the economy tree, and I'm just going in, doing my research, and rinse, repeat. And there's really not a whole lot to it, right? Of course, you can go out, send gatherers, get them out and gather. And you might as well train at least some default troops for this. And you don't have to speed it up like I'm doing, and I'm just doing this just to kind of show you how this works. It's really it's not at all troublesome at all, really. The only downside of doing this that way, really, is it's just it can get a little wasteful if you get too carried away with it. But once you've actually gotten set up and everything, eventually you can actually go around and rally things, which, there's a lot of different things to rally in this game. There's like trends. There's just really a whole wide variety of things you can do in Kings of Glory, which is kind of nice. And again, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. And of course, if you're trying to save money, make sure to check the description down below or watch the video up in the tab info card up the top left. Because basically from there we can basically get ahead a lot further and a lot faster, which, hey, lucky us. Because we're able to save 5% where, most people are probably not. So might as well take advantage of it, right? But in the meantime, let's see here. So let's go ahead and just rally this guy real quick. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw what I've got at him. Because again, when you're starting out, you don't really have to worry too much. You just have to kind of focus on basically the very bare minimum. Of course, if you are struggling in the game, I'm more than willing to kind of explain what I know so far. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. Because I'm just kind of learning the game as I go along, but so far it seems relatively similar to a lot of the games that I've played so far, and I tend to kind of master and figure out these kind of games in a relatively short period of time, even though they do tend to have a pay-to-win mechanic. Even pay-to-win mechanics in these games can be kind of altered in such a way that we can play these games relatively speaking free-to-play. And that said, even if you don't want to and you want to spend and get ahead even faster than everyday people, then, all the power to you, because there's always that option as well. So, that said, one of the things that I did pick up on, if you didn't already know, is that you can basically unlock these areas over here on the right relatively fast. One of the areas that I'm still working on getting is the Master Axe. And of course, the only way to get through that is through here, which, I'm still learning to kind of figure out what the novice, routes are here. Because as you might imagine, these are time-based. They do have certain heroes, certain guards, certain packs made for certain things within here. There's even guard weapons, equipment. So there's a lot of nitty-gritty stuff that I just haven't really dived in, but a lot of them are one time only. The other thing, too, is that they've got an exchange at level 23, which I'm kind of curious as to what's in there. Plus, there's also a market stall is basically the equivalents of a shop, like we do in Whiteout Survival. So there's that as well. But again, little things that are kind of handy to know and things to look out for. Because, again, the terrible terrible thing that we can do is find ourselves in a situation where we don't try to at least advance ourselves in some fashion, right? Thank you guys for watching, though, because, again, I really do appreciate you guys, and, again, I'm just kind of trying to find the best path forward here as far as these games goes, because, I mean, I like to play them. They're kind of fun in their own right. It's just trying to find a way to develop in them in a way that's strategic, and one of the things that I'm still kind of working on is actually down here in the pathway. So, like, now I can probably build my other cannons, as well as it looks like I can also assign some guards to them now, so we can finally get our extra ones. And then one thing that I always tend to forget, but you can actually claim the idle rewards in this chest here every once in a while. It's one thing you really want to make sure you grab if you haven't already been doing, because you're going to get rewards over time anyway, so you might as well just grab that while you can. And then obviously grab your tributes. A lot of your stuff here up on the tab when the green text will actually just kind of direct you in what you need to be doing or what it's suggesting you should do. But by all means, I would definitely recommend getting your embassy upgraded, because that's going to give you the most amount of benefit, I think, in the long term. It's been this way in almost every game I've ever played, is that this is typically where free-to-play tend to get ahead a lot faster. Because if you have this embassy upgraded as you're upgrading and mass upgrading, you're increasing the number of helps, which is also increasing the number of time reductions that you can get, which effectively means you're getting built faster because of that. Needless to say, though, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comment section, because, again, I'm all ears. As far as the lookout tower goes, I don't really think there's a whole lot to it other than that obviously higher level anti-scout, which I'm not going to worry too much, because there's just not enough commotion to bargain with. Of course, you can go into the drill ground, and it's kind of interesting. Like, in the drill ground, you can actually set up a whole slew of different things, which is kind of neat. Of course, like now somebody's doing a Plague Alchemist, so we can go around and do some rallies and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. So I'll do that. And then, of course, there's a state power, too, which is kind of interesting. So you can level these up and then basically just get Lord XP, which is the equivalent of, like, intel missions, in a sense. Is basically how it operates. So I can just kind of briefly show you how it operates. It's not really terribly complicated, though. Like, it's basically how it operates. So then you just grab it, rewards, rinse, repeat. And you just work your way through it. But hopefully that's... hopefully that makes sense. I mean, because I don't know how else to really explain it, but that's like the best way I can think of explaining it. Now, as far as, like, running an alliance go, I don't know. If that's something that interests you guys, let me know, because I'll probably dive more into that and kind of get a feel for it and see how all the intricacies go as far as the game is concerned. But again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And if you want to join me, you're welcome to. You can actually just make an account and then come hop by and visit me. Because, again, I will play with anybody or everybody that would like to join me here. So if you're looking for something to do or something new to try, you're welcome to come by and visit me. Needless to say, though, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.